Hello, Morongo Basin, and listeners around the world online at Z107.7FM.com. Here is the Z107.7 Local News for Thursday, October 16th, 2025. A Yucca Valley man was arrested on suspicion of the rape and sexual assault of a teenager. The San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department received a report that Danny Large, 45, had sexually assaulted a teenaged minor. The Sheriff's Department said that the victim was a family acquaintance of Large. On Friday at 4:25 a.m., deputies served an arrest warrant at Large's home in the 7100 block of Sage Avenue in Yucca Valley. He was taken into custody without incident. The Sheriff's Department declined to provide additional information, saying that their investigation into the incident is ongoing. They declined to say whether Large is suspected to have assaulted additional victims. Danny Large was arrested for investigation into charges related to the rape and sexual assault of a minor and is being held at the West Valley Detention Center on $250,000 bail. Downtown Joshua Tree may be getting a new crosswalk. The area of 29 Palms Highway near Sunset Road has become a busy stretch of highway. Controlled by Caltrans, the road is currently the primary paved road for traveling through the Morongo Basin east to west. Its centrality to Joshua Tree's primary business district, including many popular restaurants and shops, roadside sellers, and Saturday's farmers market, has led to a significant increase in pedestrian traffic as well. The area at Sunset Road has increasingly become a place where pedestrians make illegal street crossings. The nearby intersection at 29 Palms Highway and Park Boulevard is less than a half mile away, but tourists and locals have used crossing the highway at Sunset Road for a more direct connection between businesses on the north and south sides of the highway. Several serious accidents have occurred in this area, especially as the crossing situation is aggravated by weekend crowds. The most serious incident occurred on March 9th, in which a vehicle veered into an open market, hospitalizing two. San Bernardino County Supervisor Dawn Rao, who represents the 3rd County District, which includes the Morongo Basin, discussed her work with the state to create a crosswalk at Sunset Road. Supervisor Rao was a guest on the Z107.7 Up Close show recently, where she discussed the issue with host Gary Daigneault.
So we call it playing the game of Frogger, driving through Joshua Tree on a Saturday afternoon.
I know. And then it's so difficult, Gary. So I'd like to put, like when you come up through Morongo, if you've never noticed it, you get up to the top of the Morongo grade and there's like a weird signal that's never activated unless it's a crosswalk and somebody hits the button and then it stops every traffic and the person crosses.
29 has one.
Yeah, I'd like one in downtown Joshua Tree in the village. Caltrans says, we'll think about it and let you know.
How does one get Caltrans to do anything?
You go to your state electeds and Senator Bogue and Assemblymember Wallace. You get them to help advocate from the top down while I'm going from the bottom up. So that's painfully long. It's Sunset for sure. Everybody jaywalks. Everybody's trying to get across.
It's crazy.
And I get it. I don't want to go down to park and cross and come back. But
Z107.7 contacted Caltrans for the status of a possible crosswalk in the downtown Joshua Tree area, but we did not receive a response. The town of Yucca Valley's regularly scheduled Animal Shelter Committee meeting scheduled for today has been canceled due to no new business requiring committee action at this time. The town sent out a press release on Tuesday saying there were also staff conflicts as part of the Animal Care and Control Manager recruitment calendar. The next committee meeting is expected to take place as scheduled on November 20th. In that press release, the town says that they are actively engaged in advancing the priorities and direction established by the town council to support the care and welfare of shelter animals. This includes recruitment for the Animal Care and Control Manager position, continued adjustments to staffing in support of daily shelter operations, engagement with various third-party operational review vendors, and the planning and execution of promotional events aimed at increasing adoptions. Additionally, staff is preparing for the upcoming community spay and neuter clinic, continuing engagement with professional veterinary service providers, and moving forward with a formal request for proposals for veterinary services. The town is also implementing its volunteer program schedule. For updates and to see the adoptable dogs and cats at the Yucca Valley Animal Shelter, visit yucca-valley.org/animal-shelter. The 89th annual Pioneer Days celebration begins today, starting with a kickoff mixer tonight. Pioneer Days is 29 Palms' longest-running tradition, and this year, the city is celebrating 250 years of the United States Marine Corps with Semper Fi 29. From the annual parade to the pancake breakfast to the children's activities to the classic car show at Historic Plaza, Pioneer Days 2025 is set to be one of the most meaningful and exciting celebrations yet. It starts tonight with the Toast to 250 mixer at the Old Schoolhouse Museum. Enjoy live music by Cat and the Deacon, catering by the Hangry Bear, a festive photo booth, and remarks from this year's dignitaries and more. Tickets are $30 and the event begins at 6 p.m. Then, on Friday, a free outdoor show in Freedom Plaza has a local band making a return to the Pioneer Town stage. Online news editor Robert Hayden takes it from here.
If you remember the last time I talked with Joseph Candelaria, it was right before he was heading to Long Beach to play Warped Tour.
You know, it was cool for this version of the band being like predominantly desert based to really get a great moment for like these songs that we mess around with in our garage. You know, they've had an effect and like people care about them. So that was cool.
And you can hear all about that in a longer version of this story that we'll have online, because right now we're talking about Pioneer Days and the free show that FCC is going to be headlining tomorrow night in Freedom Plaza.
I was approached by Sarah, who owns Scorpion Lollipop, and she runs Rediscover 29, and she's like, would FCC want to play Pioneer Days this year? We got a great lineup together of some friends we met on Warped Tour, some old local legends that are killing it, and then some just young, fresh bands that I think are doing some really cool things. I'll start with the local guys. So Malcolm, he used to go under a moniker called Family Thief. He hasn't played the desert since probably 2016, something like that. So it's been a little while. Jimmy Dale, his band's called Kill Jill, actually. And he used to play in FCC years ago. So I cut my teeth with Jimmy. And then Meg, we met her on Warped Tour. We played the same stage. I just loved her energy and her band's energy. They were really talented, and she's someone that I think really kind of personifies a lot of what Warped Tour is about. Baked Dad, they're a great band that I just think is great rock and roll. They have some really killer hooks, interesting parts. They're dancey. This could be a show where it's like, oh yeah, I saw that band like when they didn't even have a single yet. And then Field Rush is my friend Jin. He's from San Diego. They are more in line with Forever Came Calling, a little more pop punky stuff like that. They're just a really great young band full of three dudes who they're passionate about the San Diego scene.
All weekend is going to be Pioneer Days. This show that you're talking about is going to be Friday from 5 to 9 in Freedom Plaza. This is free, right?
Free, yep.
What do you want people hearing this right now to do?
Tell 10 friends and come on out. When you look around in a room that live music's happening, people are bonded to each other and they're sharing moments that they might not share anywhere else. And I think that's something that we need now more than ever.
The show is this Friday, and it's in Freedom Plaza. It starts at 5 o'clock, and it's free. I also spoke with South Bay-based band Meg, who's going to be playing. You can look for that interview on our website tomorrow. That's all at Z107.7fm.com. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
It's time to dust off your cowboy hat and pull on your dancing boots. The annual Wild West Hoedown fundraiser for Reach Out Morongo Basin is back. Reporter Hillary Sloan has the story.
On Friday, October 17th, the Tower Homestead Guest Ranch in 29 Palms will turn into a lively Western dance hall for Reach Out Morongo Basin's biggest fundraiser of the year. The event includes live music by Cassandra Long Band, a barbecue dinner buffet, line dancing under the stars, and a silent auction. Beer and wine will also be available for purchase. Proceeds from the Hoedown funds provide vital services for seniors and people with disabilities across the Morongo Basin. This includes transportation to medical appointments, grocery stores, and community events, as well as services that organizers say are essential for those who otherwise might be isolated. Tickets are $35 each. Gates open at 5 p.m. at Tower Homestead Guest Ranch, located at 76969 Amboy Road in 29 Palms. For more information or to buy tickets, visit reachoutmb.org or call 760-361-1410. For Z107.7, this is reporter Hillary Sloan.
After a brief hiatus, the High Desert Water District is back in full swing with Phase 2 of the sewer system back on track. New rules about hookups and Joshua trees, new state grants, and more have given the green light. Find out exactly what is going on with Phase 2 and the district on the Z107.7 Up Close show tomorrow. High Desert Water General Manager Tony Culver and Public Information Officer Jennifer Cusack will talk with host Gary Daigneault tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. live here on Z107.7. And finally, if you've got a Halloween event happening and you want to get the word out on the radio, just let us know. Email the Z107.7 News team with the time, date, and nature of your trunk or treat, haunted house, or other Halloween event, and we'll put it in our newscast and on our website. Email us at halloween@z1077fm.com. That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News. I'm News Director Jeff Harmatz.